Hello, everybody. If you're watching the replay, please bear with me. I was just silent for like 5 seconds. So I wanted to come on and tell you guys a story. Tell you guys a story that just happened to us. It's a very interesting story. But it has a lesson. Huh?
I said we think it's interesting.
We think it's interesting. You might not. Who knows? Alrighty. So it does have a lesson though attached to this story. Alrighty. So I'm gonna wait till a few more of you come on. So please bear with me if you're watching the replay, as Instagram has just sent out my notification of me being live. For those of you whom were waiting on orders that were delayed due to the snowstorm, those orders have gone out. The rest, we're going to be shipping more out this weekend and Monday. So, yeah, we are finally caught up to our schedule with orders. And I have restocked a few of the deep cleanses. Hello, hello. People are saying hi.
Oh,
to you.
Oh, hi.
If you would like to join my magical VIP group, you can do so in my link in bio or in the description if you are on my YouTube channel. And what else? A few things have been restocked in the High Priestess May collection, which you can find in my link in bio in my shop. One more thing. Tarot course is open for enrollment, and you can have instant access to the tarot course with over 60 videos of how to read the tarot, astrology, numerology, associations to the tarot, and so on and so forth. And it is currently on sale. Oops, typo. Thanks, romance. I made a little typo. Sorry. Anyway, it's a rogue fire spirit. Rogue. Autocorrect.
Is he wearing blush?
I don't know. He might have been wearing blush. All right. So let me get to my story. So most of the people are here. So I'm going to get to my story. So we are on the way home. This cat, bro.
Every time.
All right. Let's get to our story. So we were on the way home from the shop after we sent out the orders that we wanted to send out today, that we were able to get done today. And we're on our way home, and I'm like, man, I really want Dominican food. Like, I want Dominican food so bad. Like, not even any of the meat stuff, just like the regular, like, rice, beans, like, I actually wanted a mofongo today. I wanted a cheese mofongo, like with fried cheese. That's what I wanted. Yes, I still eat cheese. I'm vegetarian and not vegan. Okay, so I used to be vegan. We're working back that way. Okay, don't judge me. Anyway, back to the story. So I'm like, man, I really just want a mofongo. But then the place that I usually get mofongos from, which for those of you who don't know what a mofongo is, it's a Dominican dish that's made of like mashed plantains, which are then fried, which then they add sauteed onions on top with fried cheese. Anyway, so I really wanted a mofongo today. So I wasn't able to get a mofongo because mango is the one that they don't fry. Mango is just mashed plantains, boiled plantains. But mofongo is mashed and then it's fried. It's deep fried. So anyway, I really wanted that. So, but the place that I get it from was not available. So then we stop at this place. They just opened the place in a building that's actually cursed around here. I say it's cursed because every single restaurant that has ever been put there has closed down like instantly. And then this restaurant that we ended up going to actually just opened up after 2 years because they were going to open right before the panda outbreak. And then when the panda outbreak happened, they closed down for like a whole year. So when I say that building is cursed, that building is cursed. What? Anyway, so we ended up going. It's to this Colombian place because they had very similar food to Dominican food. So I was like, okay, so let's try out the Colombian place, right? So we I was going to park my car in the back, but then Sam's back started to hurt, so she wanted to park in the front. So then I went and I parked my car in the front. All right. Next thing you know, the reason why I just mentioned that is because it's important to the story, okay? So I was going to park my car in the back originally because Spirit told me park in the back. But then Sam was like, my back hurts. Can you park in the front? So I was like, okay, fine. I'll park in the front. So I went and I parked in the front.
That is not what I said. That's not how I said it.
She didn't say it like that, but along those lines. So I went and parked in the front. I parked in the front. Two cars down from the car that we're going to be talking about in a minute. Okay, so I parked. We go in. We order our pina coladas because today I needed a pina colada. Sam ordered something that my grandfather really loves to eat. And funny enough, my grandfather sat down with us with his head spirit. That hasn't happened in a really long time. So we sat down to eat, and my grandfather sat down across from me. My grandfather, who's on the other side, and his head spirit sat next to him. And we were talking, and his head spirit goes, pay attention. And I was like, pay attention to what? And he goes, pay attention. Something's about to happen. Pay attention. And then all of a sudden, I noticed that the hostess and our waiter is like freaking out, and they're like looking outside, and I'm like, what is going on? So I turn and I get up to look, and the car that was parked 2 cars down from me was on fire. Okay, it's, I guess, spontaneously combusted, according to what the cop told me later. So the car like spontaneously combusted, and I was like, okay, that's weird. So I just go out because my car is 2 cars down from this car. So I just get up really quickly, exit the restaurant, the cursed restaurant, by the way, and get in my car and move my car to the back, okay? I come back into the restaurant. They moved us to another section.
I moved us.
Well, Sam moved us to another section because the section we were originally sitting in was right next to the fire. So it was really smelling of like burning car. And the car was burning really, really hot because the metal of the car, when I walked back past it, back into the restaurant, the metal of the car was melting. And that takes a lot of heat. A lot of heat. Like literally the whole front of the car was melted. So somebody who was standing next to me before I walked in asked the cop, like, is it a bomb? Is it this? What is going on? And the cop said, no, it was no explosive. It's like spontaneously combusted out of nowhere. We don't know how it happened. We're waiting for the firefighters to get here. And nobody was there. Nobody was around the car. Okay, so I walk back into the restaurant. I sit down. My waiter moves our food from where we were sitting to where we're sitting now. And I go to eat my food and I look up and there is a fire spirit standing outside the window of the restaurant. And it goes like this. It went like this, like it was covering its mouth, but it was laughing. And it saw me and I saw it, and we kind of caught eyes, I guess, in whatever eyes he had, because his face looked like a skeleton. And his eyes looked like a skeleton, right? His face looked like a skeleton, and his head had like a little flame on the top, but his body was made of smoke. Okay? That's the first time I've seen a full fire spirit manifested. Other people I know have seen fire spirits manifested to that extent. I work with fire a lot. So then this just happened, like literally a few hours ago. Not even a few hours ago.
He said like this.
And then he laughed, and then when he saw that I saw him, he went like this to me. Shh, and he disappeared, okay? So then so my grandfather says to me, somebody pissed off the wrong person. And I was like, oh my God, somebody pissed off the wrong person. Let me tell you, because either that fire spirit was there to make the situation worse, or that fire spirit was sent by somebody else to get revenge on someone else. Okay? So the good thing is, as far as I know, nobody got hurt because the car was by itself. Another thing that the cop said was, I don't know, because people are telling us that this car's been here all day and it's cold, so there was no reason for it to set on fire by itself. And then Sam said that Spirit said the same thing to her, and when I came back in, I said to her, The cop said that the car was cold, so there was no reason for the car to combust like that. So that's the story of the rogue fire spirit. Moral of the story: don't piss off anybody who works with fire spirits. And the second moral of the story: if you are going to play with fire, understand that fire spirits can be extremely productive and extremely creative and extremely beautiful. But also remember that fire can also be destructive. So keep that in mind. Yeah. I thought somebody asked a question. So, yeah, Mercury retrograde. But Mercury retrograde wouldn't have affected that. But no start, no shit, won't be no shit. So yeah, so that was the story of the rogue fire spirit. After it disappeared, I don't know what happened to it. Yes, he is considered one of the fire spirits. See, the thing is with elementals, it's not that they're evil or they're good. They're neutral. They usually deliver justice to those who they feel that deserve it. Okay, so with the elemental spirits, they usually deliver justice in the form of destruction to humans when they feel like a human deserves it. They don't do it just usually out of being evil. They usually do it out of, like, fairies, for example. If you are destructive to the earth, fairies will not like you. And they can be pretty vengeful. So everything in nature has a good and a bad. So keep that in mind. Everything, it has to have that balance, like Libras. Or you can be extremely sweet or extremely destructive. I haven't seen that show, no. I might check it out. But yes, so that was very, very interesting. That was our experience today with a rogue fire spirit. I really was just trying to have my pina coladas and enjoy our time off. I really never expected that to happen.
It happened right as he put the food down too, and I was like trying to get across the room, get away in case
yeah.
it exploded.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So like I said, elementals are usually only destructive to people that they believe deserve it. Okay? So if you're respectful and you respect and have like safety around fire, or even the other elements can be destructive, they don't tend to be as destructive because they can't just be as spontaneous as fire can be. But water can be extremely destructive if it wants to be. Wind can be extremely destructive if it wants to be. Earth can be extremely destructive if it wants to be. So remember that all the elemental spirits, they usually react out of if they feel that there is some sort of justice to be served, from what I've learned of elemental spirits. Everybody keeps mentioning Soul, but I haven't watched it because I don't have Disney Plus. And everybody keeps telling me that I need to watch the movie Soul, but I haven't watched it yet. So that's the story of our interesting experience today of a fully manifested fire spirit. So just moral of the story, don't mess with fire if you're not ready for it to mess back. Many blessings.